Question: who's ready to learn a simple trick of which will help you to have extra money in your pocket and hopefully in your bank account by month's end? Back in a minute. Hey, good morning, good morning. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City. Saves money. I love, love, love helping people to keep some more of their hard earned money. How's everybody doing today? And as always, I hope that this audio video finds everybody doing well. Sitting next to me, of course, is my 10 to 15 cent cup of Joe. I say 10 to 15 cent because this time around I sprinkled in a little bit of cinnamon. Adding a little bit of cinnamon to your homemade Joe is really, really good. And it's a great replacement for sugar. For those people that want a little bit of a kick to their coffee without using sugar and no artificial sweeteners and anything of that nature, add or sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in this. If you like cinnamon, it really, really, really makes it much more enjoyable. It's still on the cheap. There you go. You can even try that trick with some pumpkin pie spice. I need to try that one day. There you go. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. There are two kinds of ends of the month for some people. Okay. There are the ends of the month where people going, hey, yay, I have some extra cash on me that I could do whatever I want to, be that added towards savings or some other goals, or, pay down, or pay ahead of time some bill, whatever it is. And you find yourself with more in your pocket. And then, of course, there are always those other ends of the month, okay, which you're scratching your head going, what the heck happened? Huh? I don't listen. We don't want that kind of end of the month, now do we? We much prefer the end of the month where we are actually ahead of the game. I like those months way, way better. All right, but you know what? There are just some simple tricks that we could do. Sometimes we tend in life to overcomplicate things. And I don't know about you, but in fact, the mantra, the word of this year that I had chosen was simplicity. And let me tell you, so every once in a while, here we are in September. I don't know when you're going to hear this. Maybe you're going to hear this at the end of September, early October. But whenever you're hearing this, this is being recorded in September. We are like 9 months in since January. And my word of the year absolutely was to live a more simplistic, just run to the word simplicity throughout the year. It is a good word. I wouldn't mind carrying on that word forever and ever and ever because it works. So my simple tip or trick is just that, simple. Okay. Take a night of the week, all right, and completely eliminate any sort of meat. Now, I know you heard, oh, I heard of Meatless Night. Blah, 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 blah. Just that one night, but that doesn't mean it has to be boring. Now, wait a minute. There are folks listening out there saying, I don't even eat meat. So for you guys, it's really not much of a change for you, but you'll find a way. What I like to do, see, I don't usually eat meat per se for breakfast. Like once in a while, I consider if I have bacon as a treat. Bacon or sausage, that would be like very rarely. Usually I am good enough, let's say, with either scrambled or fried eggs and maybe an English muffin to go with it, and a piece of cheese. It kind of sounds like a familiar sandwich, right? And I am like totally happy having breakfast for dinner. Take a night of the week, which is the least, like the night that you really don't want to bother cooking. Turn that night into breakfast for dinner night. Breakfast for dinner nights can be relatively inexpensive, okay? And other shows have mentioned it because it's true, and even I have mentioned it. Like, for example, if you take a real potato versus a prepared potato. I'm not saying they're not convenient. And when you could get those prepared ones, like those frozen French fries, for example, that are seasoned up, you could get them on sale and keep some in your freezer and use it as needed. It can actually be cost effective. Okay. But if you can get like a really great price on an or natural potato, if you will, and make your own home fries with that. For example, home fries and, maybe with some onion and some fresh peppers. That always tastes really, really good with a little bit of scrambled egg on the side. How inexpensive is that? I mean, that's really literally pennies on the dollar. That kind of meal at home is pennies on the dollar. Make that with a bunch of toast or muffins, or if you prefer corn muffins or whatever, or make a cornbread, whatever. That is like so much less expensive than, takeout or whatever. Now, I like to have pizza night too every once in a while. And I have to tell you, the frozen pizzas of today are much improved than the frozen pizzas of yesteryear. There was one product, though, some folks might remember. You would put it in a toaster. It was a toaster pizza that you literally put in your toaster. It was like in the shape of an English muffin, and the stuffing was in it. And it was by a company that began with letter B. I know the company name, I just don't want to say it. But it was they were really good. Talk about convenient. I wish they'd bring that product back. Probably some folks listening is saying, I know the product, Jan, I know the product. But picking up a few of those frozen done up pizzas already, if for those who really want the meat option, you could get the one that has either the sausage or the pepperoni, and there you go. You got yourself your little bit of meat on there, as opposed to spending a ton of money. Then there are those, like, I love pizza night. There are those, and I actually had the video and I showed you how I made it. The Jiffy company, if you recall, no, this is not a paid, this is not a sponsored ad for Jiffy at all. But this was the easiest pizza dough I ever made in my life. And you know what? The pizza turned out really, really good. So I will give it a thumbs up. So try out that Jiffy pizza dough mix. It was very simple. I have to find that video and hook it up in the description box below. So check it out. Yeah, I'll pull that up. By doing that, by on purpose, even if you mark it down, some people don't like marking things down, but mark it down in your head. Because sometimes we fall prey. You would be shocked that by doing these tiny things, and there's no deprivation. See, there's zero deprivation. Getting the foods that you like, except you're doing it at home. How many of you love breakfast or dinner? I cannot tell you how many times whenever I ever mention breakfast for dinner, I cannot tell you all the comments I get telling me I love breakfast for dinner. I love breakfast. I don't feel deprived if I'm eating breakfast for dinner. As a matter of fact, I might decide to do that tonight. Just saying. Why? Because it's delicious. Two, because it's fast and easy. And I love the fast and easy part. Oh, and by the way, very inexpensive, relatively speaking. So if you find yourself like on purpose taking that 1 or 2 nights out of the week for like a lean costing meal, like a bare bones type of meal on purpose that you are pre-planning because you want to see if you're going to find yourself that little bit of extra money in your pocket at the end of the month. Give it a whirl. 1 or 2 nights a week. Dinner does not have to be boring. And just because you spend a lot of money on food doesn't necessarily mean you're going to like it. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not boring. Some expensive meals can be boring to me. Just saying, just saying. Hey, listen, if you found value in this video, please don't hesitate to smash down the like button so other people can get this message as well. And I really appreciate every single one of you, so much so that I'm going to let you know right here. Have an amazing, fantastic day, and thank you for sharing the video. Take good care now. Bye-bye.